The other day, I was listening to a podcast by Greg McKeown, the author of Essentialism. He was interviewing Dr. Gloria Mark, and she's a professor at the University of California, Irvine, and the author of a new book called Peak Attention. And I found it really interesting because she talks about productivity and when we get to a point where we hit our peak and then we start to decline mentally, and we start to get fatigued during work hours, that one of the best things that we can do is go for a 20-minute walk, which I know for a lot of employers are like, 20 minutes for a break is kind of a long time. It's really not, but if a person can do that a couple times a day, it's really, really good for the brain to reset and to rest. The Japanese have a tradition of going outdoors. They call it forest bathing and taking time outside. I walk every day, and I have since COVID. I started walking every single day, and so I'm on my actually second walk for today because I had a mentally taxing day. And so when we have days where our workload is mentally very heavy or taxing, it's good to take a 20-minute walk. So I thought, I'm going to go on a walk again, because what happens is over the last 3 years as I've been walking, I've learned some things about walking. It lowers our cortisol level. It helps release endorphins. But it also helps us with clarity. There's something about being outside. I don't walk on a treadmill. It's being outside. There's something beautiful that happens to us and to our brains, and it enables us to reset. And so I found the podcast particularly interesting as it relates to people in the workplace, particularly if your business is it takes a lot of brain work as opposed to, physical labor, and your employees have heavy tasks to do, and it's a high stress job. Letting them when they start to hit that work fatigue, letting them take a 20-minute walk outside to reset is really a beautiful thing. I was just, as a matter of fact, talking to one of my employees who's been with us for quite a long time, for close to 10 years, on and off. She'd have kids and then she'd come back. But she and I were discussing that. She's like, sometimes I just get mentally really fatigued, and I'll take a break and it doesn't seem to help. And I'm like, have you tried walking? Like, go outside and take a walk. And she's like, I really should, because she's a hybrid, from half remote and half the time she's in the office. So when she needs to go remote, she does. And she's like, I'm going to start doing that. So it's been cool, but that's something we discussed. So she said, this week, as I start to hit fatigue, I'm going to go for a walk. I said, yeah, make sure it's at least 20 minutes, because otherwise, like, you get the benefits, but not nearly the benefits, as Dr. Mark points out, as when you walk for at least 20 minutes and get that brain to reset and feel the elements on your face. It's pretty remarkable. So, in order to avoid fatigue, brain fatigue, and work fatigue, take a couple times a day and go for a good walk outside, even if it's cold. Today it's cold. So have a great one.